guys, Kimberly here from Mezzo Makeover, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me while I get ready for church, and I'll be using the Colourpop Baby Got Peach palette as well as the Juvias Place Chocolate palette. So if you're interested in how to get this look, then keep on watching. So as you see, I've already done my brows off camera, and we're going to start off with priming the face. I'll be using the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, as well as a new primer that I received called the e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer. Now I did receive this primer in my last e.l.f. order, and it was free. I did not order this product, and so I decided to go ahead and try it since I received it. Now I did read up information on the website. The website does indicate that this is a unique gel texture primer that keeps makeup in place while hydrating your skin with a cooling effect. It says that the gel texture is supposed to grip makeup to ensure it stays put. It's supposed to hydrate skin, and again it gives a cooling sensation, and it says it's supposed to smell like vanilla mint scent. It actually did. The key ingredients of this primer are hyaluronic acid, and it contains antioxidants. Also, this is supposed to be good for all skin types. So once I put the e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer on, I went on ahead and put the Poreless Putty Primer in the areas of my face where I have larger pores. And guys, I apologize that that section is a little out of frame. I had my mirror down too low, and I was looking down into my mirror. So I apologize for that. I will do better next time. Now guys, the foundation that I'm going to be using is the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation in the shade Nutmeg. I have really been liking this foundation. I feel like it goes on very nicely, and it doesn't leave my skin looking cakey, especially when I use it with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I'm using the Real Techniques buffing brush to apply that. As far as this shade in the e.l.f. foundation goes, Nutmeg is a perfect match for me. It's not very often that I find a foundation shade that I don't have to mix with something else, but Nutmeg does the trick as my winter shade. Now for the summer, I find that I can mix Nutmeg with Spice and get my perfect match for the summer. So I'm really pleased with being able to just purchase one foundation shade at least for the winter in this e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation. I'm going to go in to color correct, and I'm using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in Deep Chestnut. I usually don't color correct on top of my foundation, and it's really not ideal, but I totally forgot to do it before I applied my foundation. So here we go, doing it over the foundation, but it actually worked out pretty well, and my foundation still came out looking really good. So I'm going to be blending that concealer out using the e.l.f. concealer sponge, and it is slightly wet. So I'm using the e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer in Deep Chestnut to base my eyes. I chose to use the 16-hour Camo Concealer as opposed to the Hydrating Concealer because this one dries down to a matte finish and it does dry quickly, whereas the Hydrating Concealer dries with a satin finish. So as I said before, I'll be going in with the Baby Got Peach palette from Colourpop. This is a nice peachy tone palette, and although it didn't have any really dark colors, which I would have really loved, it did have some very nice colors. I'm going to start out using the color Half Baked in my outer V and my crease. Wasn't quite as deep as it looked like it was in the pan. I decided to go ahead and continue to try and see what I came out with. I did have to load the brush up quite a bit to get some good color payoff though, but it is a very pretty color. Next, I went into the inner part of my crease with the color Perky, and I also used the color Perky to blend out the top portion of that half-baked color just a little bit. And actually it kind of didn't make a difference because they were very close. They were very similar in color, even though this one looks like it's only slightly lighter than the half-baked color. So you basically have two of the same color there. So I'm going to take this small fluffy brush and use the color Darling to apply to my brow bone, after which I will take the orangey color in the palette called Ochre to blend out between that brow bone color and those colors that I put in my crease. So apparently I cut the part with me blending out between the brow bone and those crease colors, but that's okay. So now I'm going to take the color Centerfold and apply that to the middle of my lid. This was a pretty light peachy shade, still another matte shade, and this is where I began to notice that the half-baked color was not quite dark enough to give me the contrast that I was looking for. But I'm going to take care of that later, so just be patient. patient. Now I'm going to take that same brush and I'm wiping it off, and I'm going to place the color Get Even on the inner third of my eye. This is a pretty, it looks peachy in the pan, but really it is, I don't know whether to call it a duochrome or what, but it doesn't show up as peachy on the eye as it does in the pan. In the pan it looks very peachy. I think it is like a duochrome that goes from peach to gold. Very pretty color, very pretty. So now I'm going to be taking this detailer brush, and from the Juvias Place Chocolates palette, I'll be taking this deep warm chocolate color and placing that on the outer V and the crease of my eye to just deepen up those areas and give me a little bit more contrast. I wish I had realized before I put the first peach color on, that that color was not going to be dark enough, because it took me quite a while to get the chocolate color in there the way I wanted it to. Taking that same detailer brush, and I'm just bringing that dark brown color from the Juvias Place palette down to my under my lower lash line. Now I'm just taking the same blender brush from before and taking the color Half Baked, and I'm going to blend out that dark brown on my lower lash line. going to take that same concealer that I based my eyes with in Deep Chestnut and highlight under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, on my top lip, and on my chin. Next, I'm going to be taking the Airspun translucent powder in the shade Original and the L'Oreal Paris Hydra Perfecte powder in medium to set those areas of my face that I highlighted. I'm going to be using a BH Cosmetics brush to do that. I'll be using the Makeup Revolution Glow Splendour Bronzer in the shade Medium. Taking that same bronzer to contour my nose. finished bronzing, I took the same powders that I used before on my highlighted areas, and I just used those to set the rest of my face. I also noticed that I had gone in a little heavy with the blonde bronzer, so I was trying to kind of blend that in so that there will be no harsh lines. Next, I took some of that same translucent powder mix and put some down the center of my nose as well as on the sides, just to bake those areas for a little while. Next, to highlight my face, I took the Makeup Revolution Candy Glow highlighter in Pear Lights. This highlighter will last you forever because this container that I have, I think I bought it 2 years ago and I still have a full bottle. Blush, I'm going to be using the Juvias Place blush in Bella. This is a gorgeous coral color. I love coral colored blushes. I think they look so beautiful on our brown skin. And a little of this blush does go a long way, so it pays to apply it, to take your time in applying it, because you can quickly overdo it, as you see I did here. But if you do find that you overdid it a little bit, all you have to do is take your powder brush and just blot over that area with a little bit of powder, and that will bring that down a little bit. Next, I decided to take some of that same Makeup Revolution highlighter and highlight my Cupid's bow, even though I was going to be putting a mask on, but I just love the way it looks, so I did it. Next, I took the color Ready or Yacht and that same eye shader brush, and I just applied that color to the inner corner of my eyes. After highlighting my inner corner, I went back in on my lower lash line with the color Half Baked. I found that I had lost a little bit of that color after highlighting with my concealer. Next, I lined my upper lash line with the e.l.f. eyeliner pen in black. Faced Better Than Sex Waterproof Mascara in black before I apply my lashes. Next, I decided to go back over the contour on my nose using the black Radiance face powder in the shade Ebony. After finishing up the contour on my nose, I'm going to go off camera and apply my false lashes. These lashes are from the Stacy collection, from the Faces by Stacy website. I can't remember what style they are though, but they are beautiful. So next I'm going to be setting my makeup using the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set setting spray. Oh, but no, first I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Coconut Primer Water just to get rid of some of that powdery surface on my face, and then I'll be setting my face with the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set setting spray. Finally guys, for the lips, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Lip Plumping Gloss in the shade Mocha Twist.
So guys, this is the final look. I hope you enjoyed it. I have to run now. Like I said, I was getting ready for church. And so if you enjoyed it, give this video a thumbs up so that my channel can grow. If you have any ideas for things that you'd like to see, please put them down below and I'll see what I can do. I'm still working on my craft, so I hope I can help. Make sure that you subscribe, share this video, and have a great day. Bye-bye.